Hi everyone, thank you very much for coming back to the channel. If you're a subscriber who's already subscribed, thank you for coming back. We are grateful to you. You are loved and cherished here. And if you are someone new who's just stumbled on the video, you are loved and cherished here. We welcome you all with open arms, wherever you are from, whoever you're from, whatever your religion or background, you are welcome to listen to these videos and to make use of the information. So today's topic is going to be about a very interesting thing, which is metals and crystals in Sufi spirituality. And that is in response to special request by one of our subscribers. Thank you very much for the request. We are grateful to you and your wonderful ideas, which help us give people a better variety of videos and recordings and knowledge. Okay, so this is a very vast topic, and I think it's going to be quite a challenge to put it all into one video, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give people the basics, give you guys the basics about these things in this video, and then if there are any specific metals or crystals or so on that you want me to elaborate on, then I will definitely do that. Okay, and inshallah later on, I'm always constantly posting videos weekly, an information video weekly, but the subjects are endless, so I usually rely on what my intuition and sometimes my ancestors and the spirits that are around me, my guides, give me like a specific thing that they want me to talk about. But this time they are very happy about this question, and I'm going to dive into it. So now it's very interesting because just a few I think it was 2 weeks, I had this dream, this vision, roya. It was a roya. As you know, if you've listened to my channel before, I have seen Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in roya 28 times, and this roya was the 29th one. And I have seen him in his description, the known description, and in various states, standing, sitting, talking, asleep. I've seen him once, and Sayyidah Aisha was radiallahu anha was there as well, and she was like just overseeing things. It's interesting because my last roya was, I saw him traveling on this big, like there was a big vast open space, and the sun was shining very brightly in that place, and it looked like there's desert, but there was water. It was like a river. I don't know if it was a river, which river it was. And then I saw him smiling, but he knew that I was standing watching him like travel around this place I was there in the same place. He knew that. So he was smiling at me, and he had his arms in front of him, and there was gold on them. And I heard someone in the Ruya say, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to wear gold. And I was surprised because from, these modern days, they say no, men can't wear gold and stuff like that. And well, in the Quran it's not there, and this is obviously whatever people are saying. Is relying on different reports from different people, which could be right, could be wrong. I'm not going to go into it, but that was my roya, and he had the gold on both his arms. And then when I looked into it and I asked my uncles and so on. They're also, many of them are Sufi scholars. They're very advanced, and even like all of my family are really originating Sufism. And they said that the first seal that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had, or the first, in English it's a signet ring. It was made out of gold, and it had his name on it, and he didn't allow anyone else to make the same, obviously, because it was a signet ring, because it's like a signature, you know. Other people were not allowed to copy his signature. It wasn't because of the gold, it was because of the signet, the item that was there on the ring that was used to stamp letters and so on. I'm not going to go into the side of where the gold is allowed for men usually, or other things, but I'm just going to talk about our Sufi tradition. In our Sufi tradition, there have been many Sufi scholars who have worn gold, but it was usually very slight and something very small. They don't, usually the reason for that is because they don't want to, they were not in the habit of showing off, and that was that. Okay, that's why they never wore anything shiny or blingy or anything like that. But they used to be dressed very nicely. They were clean. They smelled good. They had different kinds of jewelry, all kinds of crystals and so on. In our tradition, we know that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had this gold ring, the first signet ring, and we also know that he used certain crystals, which were specifically, there was he used agate, the agate crystal, or aqiq in Arabic. It's called al-aqiq. This agate crystal, and also he used I think it was amber or another crystal that he used, but I know that he used agate and not amber, sorry, carnelian, which is a type of crystal. It's orange. Okay. Now, these crystals are very powerful, and the metals, the choice of metal is also very powerful. Okay. I'm gonna start with the metals, and then I will talk about agate specifically and carnelian. And according to our teachings and our books, he used to use garnet and other green crystals. I think it was jade that was mentioned of the Prophet's companions, or some of the people who came after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and were following his teachings. I will start with gold, the gold. So in the Sufi tradition, if you're not familiar with it, we have these associations for things. So they basically used all of the elements and so on to get the most spiritual benefit from the item. So they consign a certain planet to the metal, and they consign some other stones sometimes that are useful with the specific stone or metal, and there are different, they classify these things in different temperatures, in different energy directions. Some of them send energy out, and some of them receive energy. It depends on the type of stone that they use, or the type of metal that you use. So the ones I'm going to start, I said, with the gold. And gold is an amazing, amazing item. Okay, it's, as we know, it's very ancient. It's all over the world. It's been here for like eons, maybe before time even began, or before even human beings were on the planet. They were used by other creatures, other of God's creations, which we know about and call as, like, for example, the jinn, or even other creatures from other solar systems and planets, because in Islam we believe in that. We believe that there is life throughout the universe. Some of them are higher than us, some of them are lower than us, spiritually and physically as well. And many of them, we believe, have visited here and gone and stuff like that. And there's many hadiths about that. But anyway, the element of gold that we usually associate with in Sufism is fire and the sun, and the element of the sun. Gold is linked with divinity generally, okay, and particularly with anything that is connected to the sun. For example, the Queen of Sheba used to wear a lot of gold, and that she was famous for the gold. And to this day, the women from that area of the world, whether it's Saudi Arabia or Yemen or Sudan or Egypt or wherever they are from, even all the way to the Morocco and these places, they're very, very connected to gold. And they have a lot of gold. Usually, even if she's a poor woman, she will have something made out of gold. And she will treasure it and price it. So it's a very strong connection to gold. Now, gold, wherever it was found, it was the material of choice that people used to make images and to decorate altars. And its value has always been like high. And recently it's been higher than usual. Not very recent, but recent before the pandemic and so on. The reasons behind these price increases are not our concern here. But it's just a metal that is indicative of power, if only it was financial power, okay, that gold has. It's a symbol of wealth and success. So when someone uses gold, the energies that they are thinking of, especially if it's a Sufi scholar or someone from the Prophet's bloodline, which, like myself, or someone like the Sayyid families or the Ashraf, we call them, or the Asiyad, they think of power and also of healing, because gold is a very healing metal. Whether it's worn or if it's consumed, there are things that people use to eat gold, to drink gold, liquid gold and stuff like that, that are very good for inflammation and inflammatory conditions and so on. So it's a very strong healing metal. Gold is also very protective, okay? Gold protects against physical and spiritual harm, okay? In its essence, only gold, that's what it does. Gold also gives people wisdom. It's very important for wisdom. And gold is a very connected to the energy of money. It is the ultimate stone, one of the big stones for success. And it's also, believe it or not, connected to male sexual problems. Like if a man is unable to perform or so on, we sometimes prescribe gold for that person with certain prayers or ayahs for the person to do. Now, if you have gold jewelry and you want to activate that jewelry, you read the ayahs that are connected to success. For example, for rizq, or if your intention is to draw money and wealth with the gold that you have, just hold it in your right hand, connect your energy to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and read the ayahs that are concerned with rizq. For example, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, which I have here on my channel. I've recited before and I've uploaded it on the channel. If you go back, and I think I'm going to do it again at some point, because I'm reading the Quran from, now I'm nearly done with Juz' Amma, and then I'm gonna go back to the other chapters in the backward direction, because the easier ones are the ones that I'm doing now, and then as I go back, then the more complicated ayahs come and recitals come. So gold, you read the Surah Al-Waqi'ah for money or for abundance, okay? Gold also, you hold it in your hand and you read قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ وَالْمَعُوذَتَيْن, which are the last surahs, 3 surahs of the Quran, for protection, or Ayat al-Kursi for protection, to activate it for protection. If you want to read gold, to use gold for like power, especially spiritual power, you read Surah Al-Shams. There is a surah called the Sun in the Quran, in the Holy Quran. You can read it on the gold, okay? As I've mentioned before, if you have another religion or if you have another faith, that's okay. Everybody has their own path in life, so you can read the ayahs or the scriptures that you have that are pertaining to that purpose, like for example prosperity or protection or so on. For sexual dysfunction, you read ayahs that are connected to that. Any ayah that's connected, that will activate it. For example, ayah number 187 of Surah Al-Baqarah. We all know Surah Al-Baqarah. You can read ayah number 187 to activate it for that purpose. Okay, and then you basically give it to the male person to carry with them, or to put next to them, or to put under their bed or under their pillow, whatever it is, if it's someone's husband and so on. Or if you're just someone who just wants to get more strength in that area, you can read that ayah and you keep the gold with you in your right pocket. When you want to draw something to you, like money or power or so on, you hold it in your right hand. Everything is in your right hand, or you wear it on the right side of your body. When you want to send something away from you, like for example for protection, you have to hold it with your left hand when you recite, and put it on the left side of your body. And that applies to all of the metals and the crystals, okay? Just as a general rule of thumb, okay? Sometimes if you're wearing it as a necklace, you don't need to worry about right or left. You can just wear it as a necklace. The middle of the body is where both energies meet, and then that is, the energy will choose the direction that it's supposed to go in, if you want to wear it as a necklace. So that is the gold in summary, okay? Now then, you have silver, and silver is also the same as gold, with everything that I've mentioned in it. It is used for silver. Silver is connected to the moon, okay, and to more feminine energies, surprisingly enough. It's linked with emotions. Some people, if they wear silver, especially the Sufis and so on, they get overwhelmed with it emotionally, because they can feel the energy. They become very sensitive. If this happens, we usually give them another metal to wear it with it, which is gold or copper, to balance the energy. Silver is also, in addition to the things that gold does, which are money and protection. Protection I'm going to expand upon a little bit with silver, because it's a bit different than gold, but I'm going to just go with the like the information that downloads are coming to me from spirits at the moment. Silver is a psychic influencing metal. So if you have the gift of the sight like I do, for example, I do readings for people. I can see their future, I can see their past, I can see the present, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And this is something that I was born with. Some people have it, they develop it when they're older. I believe that everyone can do it if they train for it, and if they have the right environment and tools, they can do it and they can develop it. And I help people develop that power as well with regards to my work. But it's a very difficult, like, it's not difficult, but it's a very long, prolonged thing where they have to be training for a while, some of them, until they develop it properly. So silver influences visions. So when I want to see something, for example, we have this thing, we can see things in water. If I fill like a small bowl with water, it's called scrying, and I sit and I look into the water, especially if I get a silver container and I pour the water in it and I scry in that container, I see things like a movie. My grandfather, who was a judge, and I have said this before in other videos, he was a judge in the courts. He would, obviously he was very professional and everything, but he used to always, because he had this ability, especially when there was a dispute that no one, like the evidence was very neutral or nobody knew what's happened, he would go and he would get a silver bowl and he would look into it. And one time he called me and he said, come and look here, what do you see? I said to him, I see a man stealing something from a drawer in the house, and I got the house number and everything, and I described to him, and he said to me, mashallah, mashallah, you have the gift, and you have to be protected and so on. But he showed that to me, and he said that, because I saw it as well, and he saw the same thing, so it must have been real, and to this day I use it as well to see things. If I get like a complicated case where I really don't know what's going on, I scry in the water and I see it. I swear to God, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I see it in like a movie, and it's not a hallucination, it's real. So silver helps with these kinds of things. If you are someone who gets prophetic dreams, which is very common in Muslim people, especially spiritual people, you can wear silver before you go to bed, so that your royas become more clear and visions. The silver, like I said, is connected to the moon, so you can put it on like the full moon, the night of the full moon. Put all of your silver under the moon, just by the window, and that will increase its power to do anything that you want. And if you are someone who has the sight, like I said, this practice of putting it under the moon will sharpen that gift. If the silver has crystals in it, like moonstones or any other psychic stones, like amethyst, for example, it becomes stronger, much stronger. The visions become stronger. The sensations become stronger. You feel and you see more. If you're an angry person or a nervous person, wear some silver. It will calm you down. It calms people down, generally. But if someone is spiritually sensitive, they can feel a bit of anxiety in the beginning because it's like emotional. So be mindful of that if you are someone who is just anxious by nature or something like that, okay? But usually for angry or nervous people who are not psychic, they're like that gift is not developed in them and so on, it makes them feel calm. In the Sufi tradition, when we treat people with anxieties or fright or panic, we use silver. So we'll make them wear, like we will go to the person and, for example, if I'll be wearing a ring of silver, I will hold their hand with my silver, and that will absorb the extra nerves more better than just holding the hand or sitting next to the person. A lot better. It's very clear. The difference is very clear. Now, because the silver, if you put it under the moon, you'll see that it reflects the light and it becomes really beautiful. Like, it shines, shimmers. So, like the same way it reflects the light from the moon, it also reflects negativity, negative energy, and especially the evil eye. Okay? Now, if someone is traveling, especially whilst they are traveling on the sea, silver is very good for protecting them from any accidents or any problems. Money with silver comes very quickly, quicker than with gold. Gold, you get a lot of money. You get big money. If you want to attract a lot of money, pray for a lot of money, use gold. If you want a quick money, it usually comes it could come like in a big quantity, but it's usually less quantities than the ones that gold attracts. We have things like formulas for business, for money attraction, for things like that we add gold to it. I buy, for example, the liquid gold that people are supposed to eat or drink, and then I add a few drops to that perfume that I make or the incense, and it makes it go crazy. It really attracts stuff. But yeah, silver is very, very powerful at attracting quick money, fast money. If you have a silver dime, like you live in a place where there's a silver dime or they use it as currency, it's perfect. You can pray with that for the money. Because one thing that I think people is important for them to know when they do these spiritual is that if you've got something, it attracts the same of it, the same of the thing itself. So if you've got gold, it could attract gold, real gold to you, more gold. If you have silver, if you pray with a dime, then it will attract money. That's why people use cash notes and coins to pray for money. You put your piggy bank in front of you or whatever you keep your coins in, and you put your hand on it and you just see it in your mind multiplying, see your bank balance increasing, feel the feeling that you get when it increases, and the gratitude. Gratitude is the key to all of these, answering all of the prayers. And it's mentioned in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you thank me, I will give you more. And this is exactly how it works. And the key to opening up your du'as is gratitude. Once you feel the feeling of gratitude, that you've already had the thing, then just watch it happen after that. It will happen after that. Okay, just leave it in Allah's hands. And in the time that is meant for it to happen, that is best for you and best for everyone and everything involved, it will happen. If you have like a safe at home and so on, and you have like say cash in it, etc., putting silver in it and gold in it attracts more prosperity. Silver is a very powerful, like I said, for the evil eye, but I will talk about the evil eye amulets as per the request towards the end of the video. I'll let you know information about that. Okay, so now the third main element which I'm going to talk about is copper. Copper receives energy. It attracts energy. Its element, like if you remember, gold is fire, silver is water, copper is water as well. Copper's energy is very powerful. It's connected to the planet Venus. If you've seen my other videos, I talk about Venus and her power and her dominion over love of any kind. Copper is very good at attracting love. It is very powerful in directing energy towards something specific. So if I'm praying, for example, if I'm making my incenses or any of my perfumes, I use like a copper wire to connect my energy to that thing and place it in that thing. It directs the energy, it focuses it on it, and it makes it so much more powerful. Copper can direct energy towards anything. So if you have a copper metal, and say you want to put your energy towards a certain person or a certain thing, you can use copper, like a copper wire or something like that, to direct it towards that specific thing. If you make a perfume and you want to bless the perfume, if you get copper, it's a lot better than just using your hand. If you get a copper wire or copper, like a metal bar or something like that that's made out of copper, don't get something too big so that the energy doesn't get lost in the item itself. Just get like a wire, a small wire. Copper is very good for healing as well. It's really good for healing. And if you see, these days they use copper bracelets to help people who have arthritis or joint problems and so on. They make them wear copper bracelets, sciatica, things like that. It's really good for healing, especially painful conditions. Copper is generally very lucky. It's very lucky. And this has been known since a long time ago. Even I think before Islam came, it was known that it was lucky. Copper is also very protective, and copper also attracts money. Okay, so if you go to anyone who's an engineer, an electric engineer, for example, and you ask them about copper, they will tell you it's really good conductor of electricity. So all of these energies, they're like electricity. That's why we use it to direct the energy and to focus it on something. Copper has the ability to stimulate healing. And it has the ability to balance the body's energies. So if you hold something made out of copper, or you wear jewelry made out of copper, it will help you balance your energies. It's very good at removing blockages in the energies. If you want to remove a blockage, the ayah you can read for it is like, you can read Surah Al-Fath, for example. إِنَّا فَتَحْنَا لَكَ فَتْحًا مُبِينًا أعوذ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ صَدَقَ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمُ. Or any ayat where there is like someone who's been a condition where it's been difficult and then it's been resolved. Copper helps with that kind of thing. Copper can heal anything, really, we believe, if the energy is used properly. And copper can be used with any luck-bringing stone or crystal that you know of. Now, I am also very sure that copper, because I've tried it before, it works. It's very good at attracting prosperity as well. And for some people, it works better than gold. You have to read the same ayahs that I've given you for prosperity. You have to read the same ayahs for protection and so on, yeah? So now we'll talk briefly about agate. Agate is one of the most powerful crystals out there, and I think that's why Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used it. It's very good for balancing energies, attracting good luck and fortune, and especially when it comes to money. It balances your money. It makes the flow very smooth. Money that comes in will be more than the money that goes out, so you can accumulate the wealth. Agate is also very good for protection against the evil eye. So if someone carries agate or has a crystal made out of agate, it's very good for protection against the evil eye. It's very, very beautiful colors, agate, and you can find any colors. But I think the one the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used was orange or dark brown, very dark brown, which is the one that, I think the one that's most commonly found. Agate is very powerful at enhancing people's beauty and looks. Like if someone wears agate crystals and so on, the beautiful features about them will be enhanced. If you want to know if a stone is real agate or not, you can try passing some light through it, and if it's like translucent and the light goes in, then that's a real agate. Agate, especially the red one, is the Carnelian Crystal, which you find they sell it today. You can buy it. It's also very good for energy and lifting the person's energy up and make them feel stronger. The agate. It's good for life force, for strength, for not feeling too tired. If someone is very tired, we usually give them carnelian or agate to use. I have like a prayer beads made out of agate. And when I use them to pray, any prayer that I do, they are like rosaries in Christianity, but they are like just to mention the name of God or do certain prayers on them. When I hold them in my hand, I feel their power, they're extremely powerful and they energize me. Agate is also very good for reducing stress and anxiety and bringing harmony in any kind of place or situation. There are so many types of agate and their uses are different. I think if you read online, there'll be many things that are written about them. But as far as we're concerned, this is what we use them for, mainly. And the carnelian as well. They're both very protective stones as well. And they are it just makes the person feel that they're full of life, and full of energy and to do anything. Makes people more active. So if you have someone lazy with you, you can get them some agate and it will help them. Okay, so these are the main crystals that I want to talk about in this video. There's many, like thousands of them. But this is mainly how to pray for them. Just look at the powers of the crystal that are known, and then pick the ayahs from the Quran that are specific for that thing. As I said, if it's money, I've given you the ayahs. If it's protection, I've given you the ayahs. If it's love, you can also read the ayahs that are pertaining to love. For example, when you work with silver, for example, or copper, if you want to attract love. And this is, for example, for love, you can use Surah number 30, Surah Ar-Rum, Juz 21, Ayah number 21, which is A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In English, and of his signs is that he created for you wives from among yourselves, that you might reside with them, and has put kindness and mercy between you. Surely there are signs, or verily in that are signs for those who reflect. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Now I'm going to talk briefly about the evil eye one. The evil eye, best ayahs for it are Ayatul Kursi, or Qul Huwallahu Ahad and Ma'uzatain, which are the last 3 surahs of the Quran. These are the best ones for the evil eye. You read each one of them 3 on that amulet to activate the amulet and make it much more powerful. It works even if you don't read anything on it, because it works for anyone. But To make it more powerful, you hold it in your left hand because you want to send the evil eye away from you. If you remember the sides of the body that I talked about. And then you read each ayahs on it or verses on it 3 times, or whatever your holy books say, you read on it 3 times, or whatever numbers that are good. As long as they're odd numbers, they're more powerful than the even numbers for this kind of thing. Okay? So the evil eye amulets are made out of glass, and there's a reason for that. They used to be made out of clay or I think marble or something before they became glass. But then this was a long time. It's like they used to use it before even the arrival of Islam. So they used to make it out of these things. But after Islam and after the Quran came, and after people used to use these in an Islamic way, which is very spiritual in the beginning, and it's only changed now to know spirituality and very difficult things and complicated things, which I'm not going to go into. But in Sufism, everything is natural and simple and spiritual and beautiful, and very easygoing. Because I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? If this religion has spread this far, it can't have been that complicated and that harmful or hurtful to people or anything like that. So these days you'll find people have deviated a very big way. The more they complicate it and make it difficult, the more it will be difficult, the more it will be repulsive, and people will not become Muslim. And if they become Muslim, there will be something wrong with them. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. But I think that there is a reason for the spirituality, for the kindness, for the gentleness in every religion. And if any religion goes the other way, people start to become extremists, etc. That's the work of shaitan. So the reason that these evil eyes, going back to the evil eyes, being glass, is that glass has its own special vibration. It vibrates with the whole universe. It doesn't vibrate with a certain planet or a certain star or whatever. It vibrates with the universe. The vibration of glass. There are things, for example, that we used to, in complicated cases where there's an evil eye that will not be broken, we will ask people to read into a glass cup and then break the cup, or a glass-like container, and then break the container after there's like a lot of instructions for it. So if someone feels that there's a stubborn evil eye, you can come to me privately, ask me to give you my details so that you can come to me privately so that I can remove that from you. It's not something that I can do a video about, unfortunately, because it's very complex. And it's not really, there's elements to it that involve my personal energy with it. It's not something that anyone can do. But generally, the evil eye that is blue and white and that you find in Turkey and Greece and these places, it's glass because it resonates with the energy of the whole universe. And it therefore it will protect people. The evil eye is one of the most nastiest energies that you could ever come across. It's worse than black magic. 2/3 of people in their graves are in their graves because of the evil eye. Okay, and people don't know that. Many people don't know that. Yeah, they think it's black magic or whatever, but it's evil eye. The evil eye is very hard to remove. When we want to remove it for a client, it costs a lot more than removing black magic, believe it or not. So the evil eye with the glass is because it resonates with the whole universe. The blue color as well, because it's the color of the heavens, the skies, the sea, everything. It's a color that's very protective in nature as well. The blue color, this dark blue color, is very hard to penetrate. When we work for someone, for example, to protect them, anything to do with protection, our perfumes, sometimes we even color the perfumes blue or dark blue or black, because these are very protective colors. But the blue just sends back. The black absorbs the negativity and then it gets rid of it, but the blue sends it back. Especially the shade of blue that you find on the evil eyes. So when you want to activate an amulet with the evil eye, read the ayahs that I told you, Ayatul Kursi and Mu'awwidhatayn, and try and wear it on the left side of your body, or even on the right side. It works. On the right side, it blocks it. On the left side, it blocks it and it sends it back to to wherever it came from. It's more powerful to wear it on the left side. But the evil eye, because it's glass and because it's blue, blue is always also a very lucky color, and it has a lot of elements of joy and happiness with it. And power. Blue is very powerful, if you've heard of like the royal blue and so on. So it's a symbol of power. So this shape of the evil eye, it helps people get abundance and prosperity. You can use it to attract money, and you can use it to attract love. Just read the correct ayahs, like the ones that I've mentioned before. They're in this video. Just listen to it. You'll find out which ayahs, which are for protection, Ayatul Kursi and Qul Huwallahu Ahad and Mu'awwidhatayn, and for rizq or money, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, and for love, Surah Al-Rum, ayah number 21. Okay? Right, so that was very powerful. The last thing that I will say before I go, and it's very important for you guys to know and remember, is that whenever you get any piece of jewelry or crystal or evil eye amulet even, cleanse it first before you wear it. And how you can do this is you get some water, you get some salt, normal salt, and then you get half a lemon, squeeze the lemon into the water and the salt, and soak all of these things in it, or wash them with them. Make sure that the crystal itself that you have doesn't dissolve in water or in acid, because the lemon is acidic. If it's just if it dissolves, you don't have to soak it in. Just take it in your hand and cleanse it like that. Cleanse them with the Quran, with Surah Ayatul Kursi and Al-Mu'awwidhatayn. Okay, and then just dry it after that with a cloth. It will be clean. Rub it and dry it with a cloth. But most crystals are okay to wash with salt water. Salt water is enough. The lemon is added to remove it. It's more powerful when you add lemon to it, to remove negativity and anything that was sticking to them or was within them. And when you read the Quran, it becomes even better. Or like I said, any kind of scripture that you have, the holy scripture that you believe in the most, because this power comes from the brain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fair, and He treats everyone equally. As long as you believe in whatever you are reading, it will work. The Quran, of course, we believe is much more powerful, and the most powerful thing that you can remove things with. From my experience, it really is. But, we have to be mindful of other people's faiths and religions and accept everyone. Okay, and accept how they can use. So these instructions will work for anybody else who is from another religion, or believes in something else, or just even believes in the universe or whatever, okay? You can, if you don't have any scriptures, just tell it to be cleansed and tell it to be pure, and it will help, it will purify it. Okay? Alright, you guys, that was a bit of a long one, but I hope I've covered most of the things that you wanted to know about. And then inshallah in the future I will do more specific videos inshallah about this topic to help you guys out. Okay, like probably I will at some point talk about each crystal on its own, especially the common ones, because they can take up a whole video, each one of them. Please keep me in your prayers, keep us all in your prayers. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. It really helps, and comment please if you have a moment, because it really helps the channel grow, and inshallah will be a good deed that you do to spread this knowledge, because the more you spread knowledge, the more you share this with people, the stronger your work will get. If you hide the knowledge from other people and you don't tell people, it will be okay, but it won't be as strong as when you share it. Okay, so now everything I share with you guys When I go and make it, I feel that it becomes stronger, whether it's an incense recipe or a perfume recipe. Alhamdulillah, this is how the universe is designed. Kindness and generosity and purity and goodness of heart is what gets you places, not hiding things and keeping them for ourselves. That's okay if the person doesn't want to share, but if the person shares, I promise you, you will see it multiply and multiply and multiply in power. It will surprise you. So make sure you share this video if you can, or any other video that you watch. We remember that we love you unconditionally here, whether you share, you like, or you comment or not. And always pray for you and keep you all in our prayers. Everyone that comes here means something, and is important to us, and we always keep you in our hearts and in our prayers, inshallah. Be blessed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you all the prosperity, the love, and the protection that you need. May He keep you healthy, wealthy, and loved and happy forever, inshallah. Ameen. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in your next in the next video, inshallah. Be blessed always, and fi amanillah. I leave you in Allah's most powerful hands. Ameen. Thank you.